frames. So when you talk about your control frames, so these are the frames that are used to take care of sending your actual data, or the confirmation of data which is being received on your access point on your clients. Now, typically, when you talk about your control frames, you've got first is your add and block add. Right? These were the legacy techniques. Add was the legacy technique. Whenever any data which was exchanged between your access point and your client device, right, there must be certain acknowledgement frames which was shared between your client towards your access point. Right now, when you talk about your IEEE 802.11 BAG standard, the legacy standards, right? They used to send an acknowledgement frame for each data packet that they receive. So let us assume between your client and your access point, you are sending certain data X, Y, Z. Right? Now it is sending X, right? It is sending Y, and it is sending Z. Now whenever client receives this data X, Y, or Z, in the legacy IEEE 802.11 BAG standards, it has to send out the acknowledgement frame for each frame that it receives. Right? However, in the new standard IEEE 802.11 NACAX standard, they no longer use this single acknowledgement frame. They send out a block acknowledgement. So let us assume they receive X, Y, Z. Then they will send out a one acknowledgement frame called block add, where they have received the entire payload. Right? Now next is your RTS and CTS. Right? This is very important. Let me just one second. Okay. So next is your RTS and CTS frame. Now what is this RTS and CTS? Let me take another page. Let me take this page. Is a blank page. RTS and CTS. When you talk about RTS and CTS, this is a process in which your actual data gets exchanged. Right? Now, let's take an example. You've got an access point here. Right? And you've got these two clients. And they are connected. They have successfully authenticated towards the access point. Right? Now they want to access certain of the resources. Right? There are certain resources that they're trying to reach out to, and that want to send some data, receive some data from this service. Right? Now let us assume that this is a client A, this is a client B, and this is their respective data. Let us assume this is ABC 1, 2, 3. This is X, Y, Z 4, 5, 6. Right? This is the data that they want to send to the server. Now, when you talk about your wireless network, right? Immediately once they have authenticated, once they're part of the production network, please understand that do not send the data immediately. Right? The clients will not send the data immediately. Right? They follow some process called RTS and CTS. What is this process? Whenever a client wants to send any data towards the access point, you have to first send out a RTS frame. What is an RTS frame? RTS stands for request to send. Right? It has to first send out a RTS frame towards your access point. Right? client A will also send that, the client B will also send out this RTS. Right? Now, please remember that when you talk about your wireless network, it is half duplex in nature. It is not full duplex. Meaning that when you talk about your wired networks, right, your wired networks will be able to bidirectionally communicate with each other at the same time. Right? Because when you talk about your wired cable, right? So when you talk about your wired cable, what do you have in the wired cable? They've got this twisted face. Right? They've got this twisted face. One is for your RX, one is for your TX, one is for your PoE. Right? Two are for your PoE. Right? So when you talk about your wired networks, you will be able to communicate in a full duplex fashion. Like bidirectionally at the same time, you will be sending the traffic and you will be receiving the traffic as well, because of this twisted pair of cables in your wired networks. But we do not have that process in your wireless medium. Right? We put it on a wireless medium. When in your wireless medium, at any given point of time, your access point will be able to only accept the data from your clients, one client at a time. Right? So now, with these two clients, they both have sent out an RTS frame. Now your access point randomly, it will allow any of the clients to start sending the data. By sending what? By sending out the CTS. What does CTS stand for? Clear to text. Right? This is a permission that the access point is providing to the client. Right? Everybody is asking for the permission. That can I send? Can I send? Can I send? They are sending the RTS. However, the client will not be able to actually send its data until it receives the CTS frame from the access. Now this client A have received the CTS frame, and will be very happy, and he'll start sending this data. Not all the data at the same time. Your access point will not accept all the data at the same time. It will accept few data at a point. Then it will keep this client in a hold down. Then it will give the other clients in the network an opportunity. Right? It will keep this client in a hold down period. Then it will provide a CTS frame to other clients in the production network, and this client will be very happy as we start sending respective data. Like this, in this fashion, your wireless networks will communicate from their devices to their respective destinations using your access point by using the concept of RTS and CTS. Right? And this will be, when you talk about your normal data, this is A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, right? So, yeah, it is sending a normal data. When you talk about your quality of service, right? So your access point will have that information. Your access point will have the information to really prioritize the traffic. Right? This is a client A which is coming with a WMM certification. Right? This is a voice data. So I will not keep this client on a very high hold down. Right? I will give this client more opportunity to send the data towards its destination. This is the voice traffic. If it is kept on a large amount of hold on period, it will no longer be responsive. Right? That is how your quality of service works in your production. Now, looking at this RTS and CTS, you might be thinking, how is it possible? How is this wireless network working? You don't have to worry. Your access point does a very beautiful job of it. Right? You, me, and everybody else, we all may be watching the movies on our laptops. We might be, I might be watching YouTube, you may be working on your corporate network, some other guy may be downloading some movies, right? Everybody is doing their own job using the same access point. But you and me won't feel there is a delay in the network because in my connectivity, because your access point does a very beautiful job of it. right? The handling of the RTS and CTS frame between your client device and access point, that is handled very beautifully. You and me won't know that, but the reality of the fact is it works in this fashion. You talk about your wired networks, you've got a full duplex connectivity from your client towards your destination, right? You've got a Cat 5, Cat 6, whatever that cable that you have, right? In that you've got a pair of cables where you've got one for your TX, one for your RX, two for your POE, right? But in your wireless network, you don't have that kind of network, right? You have a connectivity which is different. You've got a wireless network. And in that, and this process, right, entire process is called CSMA. Collision, carrier sense multi-access collision, right? If you get some time, right? Apart from if you get time, try to research about your carrier sense multi-access collision avoidance. In your wired networks, we use something called carrier sense multi-access collision detection, right? So it's a bit different, right? So if you are attending Aruba searching, I can teach you that. But this entire process is nothing but your carrier sense multi-access collision avoidance. Is there a possibility of having a collision avoidance? Is there a process of having a collision in your wireless network? There is no possibility of having a collision because when I am sending my data, all other clients will be kept on a hold down period using this RDS. That process is called. Right? Right, so that is your RDS. And data frames, like I told you, the normal data frames, normal data traffic. However, if you are using quality of service, access points will have the intelligence, identify different type of traffic, and based on that, it will be able to prioritize the traffic. Sending it to its destination. Okay, can you answer this third question, please? Which 802? A, very good. B. NG. Right? No, I'm not speaking. One second. I'm actually doing this on my tab. Some issues with my laptop. It's not able to connect to the network. Okay, I've got another question as well. Which 802.11 standards and amendments operate at 5 gigahertz? AACMN. 5 gigahertz. No, it's okay. Don't worry. Right, next is your RF basics. I'm just trying to connect to my laptop. Just give me. You know what? Guys, we'll take a 11:33. We'll take a quick 5 minutes break, and Until then, you can also go and get your copies and everything, and I'll try